What's up everyone, Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids, and today we're going to be talking about 4 different tinder options that you can pretty easily find out in the woods, in a swamp, in various areas when you're out there camping, hiking, doing wilderness survival, whatever the case may be. What I'll be doing is driving around, pulling over, getting some footage of these 4 different options, then we'll harvest them and then we'll actually light them on fire so you can see that they are good options for getting a fire started. Alright, let's go. Option number 1, you're looking at it, it is that white tree, which most of you know is birch. So what you want to do is harvest the bark. The twigs are good for, once you get your fire going, but as far as getting a fire started, birch bark is a great option. It has some natural oils in it, so it'll burn quickly and spark pretty easily. Option number 1, birch. As you can see, I'm pulled over and looking out my car window into a swamp, and when I zoom in here, you can see some cattail. There's some, and there's some that's even fluffier. When that is dried out and fluffed up, that is an excellent option for tinder. I actually have a quick tip already about using cattail for tinder, but we'll show you that in this video as well. Option number 1, birch bark. Option number 2, cattail. Looking out here into another swamp, as we zoom in, you can see some more cattail, but in the distance you can see what is called Phragmites, and this is another great option when it comes to starting fire. Very fluffy, very light, and it's also found in swampy areas, so obviously be careful when you're going into any wet area or marsh to get some tinder, but Phragmites is our third option. So we have thus far birch bark, cattail, and Phragmites. I'm pulled off on a side road here, but just wanted to give you a better view of Phragmites so you can see what the top of it looks like and kind of how it grows. Long reed-like plant and usually found in wet areas. Last option for tinder, you can see I'm looking again out my car window, and right in front of us, just some basic grasses. If you get a handful of grasses, they grow all over the place, usually in fields and abandoned areas like that, roadsides. Gather those up, fluff them up, another great option for tinder. There's another shot, just random grasses that you can use to get your fire started. What we'll do now is hit each one of these with a spark and show you how quickly they start up and why they are a good natural tinder. So this first one we're looking at here is Phragmites. I didn't fluff that a ton, it's just naturally like that, and you can see here as I fluff it up a little bit and move it around, more of it gets exposed and more of it burned. Here's option number 2, this is cattail. Here's option number 3, this is just some dried out grasses. You obviously saw that took a couple more shots from the fire steel to get going. Part of that was just operator error. I didn't strike, excuse me, very accurately the first time, but this generally does take a little bit more just because of the way it's actually, it grows. It just doesn't have the same surface area, it doesn't catch as quickly as cattail and Phragmites, but still a good option. The last one we're looking at here is birch bark. It's a little bit hard to see on camera, but you can probably actually tell. Let me adjust the camera a little bit. Yeah, you can see that smoke coming off is definitely black, and that is the natural oils that are in the birch bark. So there you have it, 4 natural tinders that you can use when you get your fire started. And I'll close by saying this. When I started to learn how to make fires when I was really young, my dad was teaching me the different methods. He basically showed me the log cabin method, where you start with very small sticks on the bottom and then slightly larger. And then he would give me a book of matches. I'd put a match to that smallest stick, get it going, and then they'd kind of feed off one another and start burning. Now, if you're in a situation where you have a lighter or matches and dry wood like that you can find, say, on the underside of a hemlock tree, that's an easy way to get a fire going. Maybe you don't need to have this type of tinder. The tinder is great if all you have is a ferro rod or some sort of fire steel and you have any kind of moisture that you're dealing with in the wood. One of my favorite methods is to put cattail down and then put some birch bark on top of that, because the cattail will go up very quickly and then the birch bark will burn a little bit longer because of those natural oils that are in the bark. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, we encourage you to subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us out on Tumblr. Take care.